We have seen, welcome to this video, we are talking about geometry mathematics. We have seen point is a dot with a definite position with no size or shape or length. Line is a line segment has 2 points joined by a path, definite length and definite endpoints. When in case of a line, it is indefinite, there is no endpoint or length. Ray has one definite point and another indefinite point, and so no definite length. Let us see how do we do a measure. Consider this as a measuring scale. This is a measuring scale. Now how do we measure? If we have to measure a line segment, now let us see whether we can have. So this is a point. This is point 90. This is point 1. So 0 to 10, 20, 30, these are all millimeters. Like here 10, 20, 30, 40, these are all millimeters. Suppose we have a point here, definite point, and then we have a definite point here. Then if you have to measure from here to here, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20. So 20 to 40 is 20. This segment from point A to point B will be 20. This is how we measure a line segment. So we call this point as A, we call this point as B, and then we measure the distance of segment A to B as 10 to 20. We can measure like this. Now if this is a line segment, we will be able to measure because there are two endpoints. If it is a line, there will be no endpoints. The arrow mark will be, we will put a line like this, the arrow mark will be in both directions, we will not be able to measure. But if it is a line, if we have a line like this and this is an endpoint, this is an endpoint, then we will be able to measure. From 70 to 50, when you measure, it will be 20 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, 11, 12, 13, 14, 20. So 50 to 70 is 20 units of this length is there because we measure this as, for example, P to Q. So this is how we have. So if there is a line, there are no endpoints. If it is a line segment, there will be two endpoints, whether vertical or horizontal, we can measure. This is what we call as a ruler or a measuring scale. You have 1 centimeter equals to 10 millimeter, and then you have a scale which is 30 centimeter or 1 feet, and then you have larger scales. This is how we draw a line segment. So if somebody says, okay, let us draw a line segment which is a 10 centimeter long, then you will have this as point A, and then 10 centimeter you will measure, and then you will draw a line, and then you have point B. This will be 10 centimeter. From the scale, if you measure point A to point B, will be 10 centimeter. You take a ruler and then 0 to 10 or 1 to 11 or 2 to 12, when you measure like this, it will be 10 centimeter. This is how we have a measuring and thing. Using a sharp pencil, we can mark point A and then point B and then measure. For example, somebody says, okay, draw a line of 50 centimeter. Then straight near 0, you will mark because this is 0. Then you will mark a line like this. This is 0. And then here you have 70. So somebody says 0 to 70 you measure. So we have a point here, we have a point here. From here to here we have a fixed line, it will be 70. So from 0 to 70. 30 centimeter distance we have to measure. So if this is a point, starting point, from here to here is a 10, from here 20, this is 30. So this distance is 30 centimeters. So we will have a point here, we will have a point here, and this distance is called 10, 20, 30 centimeter distance. This is how we measure the distance between 2 points when we have a line segment. So when we have a line segment, we can measure, we can also draw a line segment. We cannot draw a line because there are no endpoints. We can draw a ray. If you want to draw a ray, we can draw. This is one endpoint is there, and then you draw a line, and then this goes continuously. This is a ray. This is not a line or line segment. This is a ray. One endpoint and one indefinite point. That is a ray. Thanks for watching this video on how to measure a line segment and how to mark a 5 centimeter or a 7 centimeter length on a line segment. Sometimes we will have to mark a point in between. For example, suppose this is 0 to 10 and then somebody says draw for 15. Then we will have to mark a line here, we will have to mark a line here. From 0 to here is 10, then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, like that. We have to point and then find a point in between. So this point P and point Q will have 1.5, 2.5, like that. In between we can count and measure. For example, this to this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, like that. We can measure. Thanks for watching this video on measure.